Okay, abusaba makwa abashonko so ereba POG Media so abusia yembonra yensemu Awurabena Aubyn abusia jubilation na o jubilate no abusia nya asam keto akwa na obehwe NDC nyoma omoto ne enigi ama me de woma abusia enye asam keto akra enrada na ye de brem se ye declare ne winner abusia maame no yechese wa hye NDC enemunyame Ablekuma North constituency for so akere se maame no ene betume de impuntu abrom maame no ene betume de betume de Ablekuma North de akoboshe asase nisu no ye declare maame no wie no maame no ejinani one NDC for no omo tonyom NDC fans tonyom a ebusia enye asamketo akram yenko na yenkonkwohwe ensema ekọ so subscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afoforo so ensa entumi enkabi aha POG Media so medamase
All right, that is Awurabena Aubyn, who is the MP elect.
The people of Ablekuma, at least after 6 months, we get to have representation in Parliament, so we can also go and fight for our people. So it's a good feeling, yes.
How do you, for the people of Ablekuma North, what level or development should they be ensured? Of course, MPs are not development agents, but in your advocacy,
Our issues are quite simple, but deep, because it's existed for a very long time. Flooding, sanitation issues, quarrels, gutters, etc. These basic needs, we are deprived of, so I'm sure we'll work at it and see how best we can improve the constituency.
So how do you respond to allegations about the fact that your win is not legitimate, given what happened earlier?
What happened earlier? What happened earlier? You may have to educate me.
The violence that happened.
When did that happen? I may not be aware, so you may need to bring me to speed.
Oh, there are videos of the former fisheries minister Howard being pushed on the ground, and other journalists being assaulted as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
You haven't seen any of them?
No, I haven't had the time to get on social media or watch TV. Because I've been busy running around the polling station, so maybe but I believe these are security issues and can be looked into. And then if there are any people to be brought to book, I'm sure it will be done.
But the journey so far, finally, you are here. The final message to a party for a boy constituent, or maybe a normal video move first, and finally, maybe I will do a bit. Then I will catch it.
Finally, I'm saying, I see that money I'm in the on my day now, fine. No matter Ablekuma North also as say, Omunya video na ekwa na yebu omujina mechi. Na matter at it penny for now so as that me Madam Valerie Sawyer as the party for regional executives, national executives, lawyer for Obi. I make us a me bubodia. Ebi amebobi mejebi. The police, the media. I think the media they can kamuni ehwaka. Maybe our voices will not be heard, and then the wrongs will not be exposed. You know, I am so excited about what the media did during that period.
209 difference. Now we're expecting something more, or we need to win.
A win is a win. You know, pay a change. It's a change now, but no, make the most out of it to keep improving upon our fortunes.
So what do you pin this victory down to? Is it the goodwill for John Mahama?
The police gave the proper call.
Well, Prof, you related to the Emil Short committee report. You played an active role in that commission's work. Now, the president then issued the white paper. As we speak, the member of parliament who was assaulted physically by a man in uniform is unhappy, and today he has related to that incident to say that there could be repercussions, and that could be what we are witnessing. Is that the end, or there's something that can be done, given the fact that names were mentioned in this report and sanctions recommendations made, Prof?
Well, I mean, the president himself rubbished the report. So the white paper did not deal with the substance of the report. You know, the white paper was very tangential to what the report or the committee had recommended. Yeah. That's number one. I mean, the way George was beaten, I'm actually shocked that he didn't have some tinnitus or some ear problem. But look, it's going to get so violent with respect to our elections because both parties have decided that the electorate itself does not matter. What matters is that they will need to win power by any means necessary. So we can set up 100 committees of inquiry, but the parties don't believe in the recommendations. They will not be implemented. You know, so what is happening, what will happen after today is that those who feel that they've been victimized will start preparing for the next by-election. They will go there better prepared, better armed, more intelligence, and we will see extremely more violent acts. The guns are available, the bullets are available, the cutlasses can be bought very easily. The money through Galamsey is there to pay these guys. The pepper sprays that our Kumsi used are also easily available. So I sitting quite comfortable, enjoying the breeze, knowing that you and I will be talking by the end of this year when there's a by-election, because it's going to be much more violent.
Yeah. Prof, let's stay on the by-election, as you mentioned, because per the caution you are given, it means we should all brace ourselves. Journalists have been attacked. We'll return to talk about how Kumsi's pepper spray. But what can be done from now until weeks ahead of us that we go to Akwetia? Because this is Accra, the center of the capital, and this is what we are witnessing. Akwetia, you are warning, but what can be done?
Well, you know, Akwetia is also an old hotspot. Mm-hmm. I think nothing can be done. Wow. Because the political parties are hell-bent on destroying each other. The vigilantes enjoy the violence because they get nicely paid. You guys must just be careful that you don't become collateral damage. I'm talking about the journalists. No, Akwetia will be very exciting, and I think probably we may see 1 or 2 deaths of some very seriously injured people. But from what we are seeing today, from what we saw in December 2024, this vigilantism and hooliganism relating to elections are not going to go away now. No. It's actually getting worse. 19 polling stations. This is chicken feed. We all ought to have lined up because no polling station has more than 600 or 700 voters. So this ought to have been, actually the whole process could have been completed by now. We'll just be waiting for the counting to start at 5. But it just tells you the embedded and entrenched interest in what the results for this particular election is going to be.
Prof.
But at Akwetia, it will not, yes.
Oh, yes, you land on Akwetia.
At Akwetia, it will not be as to who wins or not. At Akwetia, it will be, we will deal with you because now the scores are 1-1. Ayawaso were won to the ruling. What we need really to start reflecting on is that thanks to modern technology, we now have the video footage of who is doing what. Okay? But nothing is going to happen to them because godfatherism and godmotherism have infiltrated our politics to such an extent that if you are well connected, you can do whatever you want and go scot-free. We know in Kaswa people shot, people were hurt. Ministers were brandishing guns. The police report gave a totally different impression of what people had witnessed on the ground. So over time, people don't trust the institutions that are supposed to protect us and ameliorate the tensions in society anymore. Okay? It's become who knows who and how much are you prepared to pay me to do your dirty work for you because you can get me off the hook. So we have the Vigilante Act, but nobody talks about it. Okay? We knew this by-election was coming at least about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But the institutions that ought to have done some proactive work, all decided to keep quiet until we are seeing what we are seeing. But we are going to see more violence. We are going to see more chaos. And, when the results are declared tonight, we may see some pockets of violence as people celebrate, because the results tonight will have serious implications for our democracy going forward. The minority might become hollowed out, and the majority might become a supermajority with the space and the free will to do all kinds of things. So I guess part of the tensions around today's elections relates to the importance of who wins today. But be that as it may, that is no justification or cause for this disgraceful behavior that we have witnessed this afternoon.
Mavis Hawakumse is in the news, and you related to that briefly, and she's at the receiving end of an assault. Yes, we know history.
Hi, so Prof, my colleague IB has more to ask you, but I wanted to chip in with this concerning the godfatherism and godmotherism. It has to do with the fact that there has been assurances from the Defense and Interior Minister to ensure that all perpetrators are brought to book. Do you not have confidence in them?
Oh, Chief, this one, as a retired man, what do you want me to say? Let action speaks louder than words. So let me leave it at that. If perpetrators will be brought to book,
Prof, please kindly land on your point, sorry.
Yeah, if perpetrators will be brought to book, and we have been promised that, let's wait and see. I mean, Monday is just around the corner. So for those who have been arrested, hopefully by Monday they should be brought before a court of competent jurisdiction. There's enough video footage for us to know what is happening. So yeah. But let them walk the talk. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
All right. Prof, so I was asking what you make of what happened to Madam Mavisawa Kumsin, because the argument was that she was not supposed to be in the inner perimeter of the voting center, yet she was allowed to be there. Another thing, in the past, what we know is that EC gives accreditation to monitors, and political parties can then deploy these individuals who go from one polling station to the other as members of the monitoring team. This time around, that accreditation system is absent. What do you make of what happened to Mavisawa Kumsin, Prof?
No, it's not acceptable. You know, this is a woman who has a long history of using language that is unacceptable. Her own behavior is unacceptable. That does not justify what happened to her today. But I think there's this political culture in Ghana where, as a board mother, as a powerful, actor, people think they can do what they want, and I think we will need to check what kind of spray she was using and whether she had a permit to use that spray and carry it on her person. So one can interpret what happened to her in different ways, but under no circumstances should this violence be accepted at all. Two, you see, institutions and officials must always act according to the guidelines. So if people must come into the perimeter, fine. If not, then nobody who is not entitled must be there. Look, we've got to respect the rules that as a nation we have voluntarily made for ourselves. And those rules must apply to all manner of persons. The notion of do you know who I am? If you do, I will deal with you. I am working in this company, so I can steal some of the tiles. I can steal some of the electric cables to take to my house to go and work. I can cut different deals with hotels to cheat my company because I'm in a position of influence. That is not how societies work. Societies work best when we follow the rules and the processes and mechanisms for decision making. Okay? But violence has been allowed to seep into our body politic because it's a profitable venture. Okay? And when violence is allowed to grow and to be franchised, then we begin to lose control. You know, the presence, as I argued earlier, of a uniformed officer must serve as enough deterrent for everybody. But godfatherism and godmotherism is creating this culture of gangsterism, vigilantism, and machoism. Okay? So, if two ministers have promised us that people will be dealt with, you know the number of CCTV cameras in Accra? In their thousands. So we can triangulate the CCTV cameras apart from people's handheld devices that can film this and actually arrest all these people in the next 2 hours. Okay, if we want to bring this under control, it can be done. But it needs the political will. It needs.
Okay, abusunya we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway so Awurabena Aubyn NDC PC ono ene chese de ne ho nsamo ebrema enwom no etwagu a chese enigye ne nkwaje abane fie bada ma asesa mo je pene kokoti sa ensem we edemai aha POG Media so medamase.